for tuning in to Live and Lead. I hope that if these videos are an encouragement to you, you'll share them with somebody else. I want to talk for a moment about the subject of courage. Teddy Roosevelt said that courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the assessment that beyond fear there is something that is way more important. It's when we look beyond our present circumstances to something that is in the future, to something that is much greater. You know, it's what causes first responders to rush into burning buildings because they realize that their present fears are far less than the greater consequence of saving somebody who needs their help. Courage is when our troops rush into battle behind enemy lines because they know that the freedom that we all will enjoy is much greater than the price they'll pay for their present fears of facing the enemy. Courage is what takes ordinary people like you and me and gives us the ability to stand up and to speak out and to swim against the cultural tide. Because we know that our personal convictions are so much greater than the present criticism or opposition that we'll face. You see, courage is the deliberate choice to do what's right, regardless of the cost or consequences. It's when we realize that the price we'll pay for standing firm and for holding tight to our convictions is far less than the ultimate reward we'll receive when we stand before the Lord in heaven. You know, courage is what took Peter and John in the temple when they, through the power of Christ in them, saw this crippled man healed. And when they were told not to speak about Jesus anymore, not to proclaim his name, because the very rulers of the temple, the leaders of the temple, the ones responsible for crucifying Jesus, were now hearing his name again. They sought to kill Jesus, but now these two preachers, with boldness and courage and conviction, are proclaiming that he's alive. Peter and John were told to be silent, but they refused to be silent. Why? Because they didn't have fear? No, they had fear, but they realized that their fear was far less than the ultimate reward they would receive by standing on their convictions. And in Acts chapter 4 and verse 13, it says they saw the boldness of Peter and John. They saw their courage, and they recognized them as men who were willing to stand on their convictions. So today you might have an obstacle that's in front of you. You don't think you can climb over, a mountain you can't scale. You might have something going on in your life that you're afraid to stand up and speak out against. But don't let the fear stop you. Remember that the price you'll pay for standing on your convictions is far less than the ultimate reward you will receive for being a person of courage.